light and heat. Time to take a stand, boys. Time to make a choice. Time to find our courage. Time to be deployed. Make our only stand here. Make our roads complete. All we waited for now, past and future meet. Get your weapons ready. Kiss loved ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Fight the war. Fight the war. Fight the war. Oh, who cares why we're fighting? It's about the fight. Let the writers writing settle wrong from right. In a time of conflict, when the bullets fly, in the space of seconds, a life you cannot buy. Face the facts before you, face the simple truth. We're hopelessly outnumbered, it's tragic but it's true. Make your last formation, take the final road. Now it's time for endings, now it's time to go. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war. That's what I'm talking about. I'm fighting the war. Which way do we go? He said with a wink and a nod. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Evernots. Welcome to a Tuesday stream. Welcome to just about the middle of May, actually. It is May 14th, 2019, in the year of our Lord, Anno Domini, etc., etc. And welcome, everybody, to another day of Inkle's Sorcery series with Khare, Cityport of Traps. We have a couple of small adjustments in the schedule, which I'll talk about in just a minute, one of them including today. This schedule is a minor adjustment, though, just because we're shifting things up, so I'll talk about it very briefly in just a minute. But before I get to that, I do want to remind everybody about ways to support the stream. If you have not done so already, please follow the channel. That is one of the best things that you can do to help us out. Please, if you haven't already done so, please check out the YouTube channel with !ArvTube that will show you past broadcasts of the stream. !ArvCord will get you over to my Discord channel where you can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. !ArvTweets will get you over to my Twitter. Please follow me over there as I charge towards 1,000 followers on Twitter. And !Tweet will allow you to retweet the stream, which would be lovely times. So hopefully you can do that. That would be great. I think I said that. Arvanelaron.com is the website for all of this detail. So you can check this out as well as the Curse of Strahd podcast and a bunch of other things over there. And then we've got !Arvtreon. That is the Patreon, which allows you to support us there. That is kind of the financial backbone of the channel, as I've said many times. So supporting us over there would be helpful. We are currently sitting at $333.96. You can get awesome stuff for you too, including yes, including character backgrounds, including epic poems written about you, critiques of your writing, a copy of one of my band's first 3 albums, etc., etc. So you can find that over at !ArvTrayon. !ArvShop will get you over to the merchandise area, and I should say that I've actually made some progress on that in terms of getting the next couple of things up there that we want to put up. Again, it's tough because one of the people who does a lot of that for me is Kilobyte, and he's been, as you can all tell, very busy on a lot of different things, and so that's part of the delay in that, is the fact that I've had poor Kilobyte working himself to death. I mean, I've paid him, but to do all this stuff, so he's got a lot of work that he's been doing for me. But that will be happening. Merchandise will be happening as well over at the Arv Shop, and you can of course always get Infinity and Beyond merchandise over there, which is available right now. And then last but certainly not least, we've got that sub button, which is sitting right above the video window. We are currently sitting at about 63 subs. This is to be expected, by the way. We hit our record of 71 subs, and then what happens is some of the gift subs that were given drop off, and so some people re-up and some people don't, and that's fine, because each time we end up at a higher plateau, right? So if 10 people get gift subs and then 6 of those people drop off, 4 of the people stay on, and every time you get to kind of a higher plateau. So we're making progress, so that's all good stuff. No, I haven't heard from Chaotix for a while, Echo. I know, as you say, I mean, I know that he was like really swamped with work. He supports me over on Patreon, which is always much appreciated, and I assume he will be back here at some point. But yeah, he got promoted, and then after that, he just kind of went underground, I think, because he's just got so much stuff that he's doing at work. So hopefully all is well, and we can see him back here and hang out with him again. And so yes, any of those financial things you could do to support would be welcome. Now, a couple of announcements that I want to make. First, let me just make a note about the schedule. So today we were going to be doing the Murder at the Diogenes Club Sherlock Holmes monthly game book illustration stream, but unfortunately we had to reschedule just because Terry was incredibly busy. And so we have rescheduled to next Tuesday. So we are not going to do it this Tuesday, we're going to do it next Tuesday. And next Tuesday we were going to be doing Sorcery. So we just backed up Sorcery to this week, and we'll be doing that next week. So not much of a big change there. The D&D with GOG is a little more up in the air than I had been hoping for, and that's because Screaming Joypad has basically a work thing that meant that he wasn't going to be able to do, in all likelihood, ArvCon, and he wasn't going to be able to do one of the Tuesdays. And I, frankly, because I've been so overloaded with work and a lot of other stuff that I've been doing, I didn't catch that he couldn't do this Tuesday. So basically that meant I had to reschedule with everybody else. And if we reschedule to next Tuesday, what that would mean basically is that for some of them, they're doing 2 or sometimes 3 late night sessions, especially for the European folks, in 1 week, which is kind of a lot to ask of them. So I don't yet know what's going on, whether we're doing D&D today, but my guess would be probably not. The reason is that, as those of you who have been following along with that campaign will know, they've got a big combat coming up against this huge fire ice worm thing, and I really do not want Mike to miss that. At the very least, I don't want someone else having to run his character, because they're going to have to be focused on their own character and figuring out what they need to do. And so that's the very next thing that's going to happen. Like, there's no way that I literally ended last session with them seeing this thing. So that's got to be what happens as the next thing. So I don't know yet whether, and the reason that's important is because, as I already said, Mike can't do ArvCon, which means he's not going to be there for that session. So if we can't do this coming Tuesday, then that means that we would have to do it the Tuesday afterwards. And so I don't know. We'll figure it out. But my guess is we're probably going to end up playing Spycraft today on Pen and Pixels, and then next week would be hopefully D&D with GOG, but I'm not 100% sure. All I can tell you for sure is that D&D with GOG will definitely be happening on ArvCon, and that we'll get everything else squared away as time goes on. One other thing that I want to note is just about overall schedule is about 2 big things coming up. Number one, I want to remind everybody about ArvCon. Now, I will be making an announcement about the corporate sponsors and the events for this. I have almost all of them, but there's one little sort of delayed, kind of waiting to hear thing, which is the special event on Saturday night. I'm really excited for it if it comes together, but I don't know if it's going to come together yet. And again, I can't announce it until I actually know that it's going to happen. So that's why I've been holding off on announcing all of the events happening that weekend, but I will be making that announcement one way or the other on Friday. So Friday, one way or the other, I'm definitely going to be making that announcement. ArvCon is going to be the 24th, 25th, and 26th. I am happy to say, I'm very excited about this, I am very happy to say that I've got a lot of stuff going on. Excuse me. That I have all of the corporate sponsors, essentially, with one exception. All of the corporate sponsors we had last year are going to be back this year. And the person that I haven't heard from, the other company I just haven't heard from yet, so I need to confirm with them. But everybody else is back. We are getting game codes. We're getting, book codes and lots of stuff like that, both tabletop and regular video games and all that kind of thing. So it's going to be a lot of stuff. Plus, we also are going to have, now you remember last year, we had the big top donator, which I think was Game Life Game, that ended up getting that amazing thing that Rock God did, that amazing photograph. Now, Rock God is doing that again, and he is going to be sending that to me shortly. That thing is super cool. I'm super excited about that. Okay, see you, Echo. So that's the deal with that. And then the other thing, of course, is what's happening with the second giveaway. So the top donator is going to get that thing from Rock God, but the second top donator is going to end up getting something really, really cool, and I think I can announce this because he's here, from Khare, who actually makes pens and I don't just mean, oh, he makes a pen. No, I mean custom, badass, oh my God, that is epic pen. And I have seen the one he has done for this, and it is really awesome. So the second top donator to ArvCon is going to get that pen. So there's some cool sort of giveaway things that we're doing. And of course, most importantly, all of this is to benefit the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. And that obviously is the biggest thing. That's the biggest cause that we have here. So I'm very, very excited about all of that. That's going to be really cool. And I think that's the only other thing I need to mention, except that coming up on, I believe it is Friday, we've got Esper Genesis making its triumphant return this Friday. And then on Saturday, we have got a mini marathon session of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. That's going to be happening Saturday afternoon. So we got some fun times up ahead, but definitely mark your calendars for ArvCon. The other thing I want to mention, and I've also added a new command for that, by the way. So if you put in ArvCon, you will see it is now up to date. 4th annual Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, May 24th, 26th. Calendar for specific times of events. Now, the other new command I want to show you all is this, which is Icarus, which has my new graphic novel, Jelinek, the sequel to Icarus. All new art from Acela Fabio. Kickstarter launches on June 11th, and I have a link to the announcement video. And of course, when the Kickstarter actually launches, that will obviously link to the Kickstarter itself. That is coming on June 11th, and if you put in either Icarus or Jelinek, you will get the same command. So those are new commands, which I encourage you all to use freely and let people know about it, because it's going to be awesome. Oh God, Aaron, no, make me feel guilty. No ramen noodles. Much more important than any kind of financial support is you, the person, being around. So, but yeah, so there's that going on. And then, of course, the other thing, which some of you might have noticed, and for this, I will get rid of that. I'll get rid of that, and I will turn on that. There we go. Hi, all. Good to see you all. The other thing, of course, is this big thing. The new emote. We got a new emote, people. It finally got approved. This is Kilobyte's handiwork. It is the Arvany Witch emote. And this is the emote for all those of you who have ever thought to yourself, do we do this or do we do that? Do we go left? Do we go right? Do we tell Arv to go down that corridor or that corridor? Should we, as chat, tell our people to go look for this dude or that dude? Which way stands here for you? Which way stands there for you? So it is the Which Way emote, Arvany Witch, that is available to everyone who subs to the channel at Tier 1. Obviously, Tier 2, you still got the Arvany Quill. Tier 3, you've still got the Gold So Good. But I really like that emote, and that can be used anywhere across Twitch, remember. So please use it everywhere, because I think when people notice that, they're going to be like, oh, that's freaking awesome. How do I get a hold of this? And I'm like, all you have to do is sub to Arv's channel. So anyway, Kill did a really good job on that. I'm really, really happy with the emote. I think it came out beautifully. So the Which Way emote is now live, which is really cool. And also, as you can see, if you take a look at Khare, you will notice that next to his crown and next to the other side of the VIP Patreon supporter diamond, he's got the 9-month blue sub badge. So it now goes white is the base. supporter. 3-month means you get a yellow quill. 6-month, you get a red quill. 9-month, you get a blue quill. And the 1 year, you get a bronze quill. So it's very exciting. I'm very happy about this. And my hope is that they open up a couple more sub badges to affiliates so that you can actually get badges. They open up that one. I didn't even know that there was a 9-month one. And then I was back getting ready to upload this emote, and I saw this, and I'm like, when did they do that? So I had Kilobyte do that as well, so that was cool. Oh my god, Shabby Orange with a resub at tier 2! What is up, Shabby? It's good to see you, man. I saw you the other day hanging out with us, I think when I was doing the live stream from Three Rivers. Good to see you, Shabby, my friend. Always a pleasure. So yeah, I'm hoping that they'll open up for the affiliates the 2-year and the 3-year badge, because I've already got a silver, like a really cool silver quill for the 2-year, and then a gold for the 3-year. So I got it, man. And we're almost up to 2 years. In fact, I think if you started supporting me at the beginning, I think it's like 20 months or something like that already since I've had affiliate status. So we're almost up to the part where you could do 2 months. So, yeah, it's amazing, man. Shabby, of course, has been with me for a long time. So Shabby knew her back in the day when she was just a little one. But yeah, she's a great kid. So 11 years old. Crazy. Time passes. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, but it's been great. It's been great seeing her grow up and being a part of her life. And it's very exciting to imagine how things are gonna happen in the future. So we'll see. So anyway, that's what's going on. A lot of busy stuff for the channel. A bunch of tabletop stuff going on. Obviously, Arvgon is my big focus, and then right after it, Icarus/Jelinek is my next big focus after that. Super excited about that. I've gotten some very good response to the art on that, and as I say, that project, it looks just awesome. So, and the other thing is that, in case anyone is curious, I am finishing up work. I have more work to do. I have to finish up grading as well. Last of my final grades are going to be coming in this week. I just gave my last final exam yesterday. And then I'm going to be wrapping up the Forbidden Library Kickstarter, my part of it, finishing up that last Forbidden Library adventure, and another 2 little things I need to do that were Kickstarter related for that, and then I'll be sending that off to them. So basically in the next 7 to 10 days, I will have that part done. And then I'm going to be trying to wrap up while doing, setting up for ArvCon, doing the stuff with getting ready for the Icarus Kickstarter, the Icarus/Jelinek Kickstarter. And then I want to wrap up the work in progress that I've got, my middle grade novel, Winnie and Wormwood, because I want to get that out of the way, because after that, the rest of this year is going to be dedicated to a whole bunch of stuff. I've got stuff going on as far as other writing projects I'm involved with, obviously fulfillment on Forbidden Library, the stuff with Icarus and all that. So I've got a lot of stuff that's going to be happening. So I want to get the Winnie and the Wormwood thing, kind of those decks cleared, so that I can start querying that and querying my nonfiction Twitch book, which I've talked a little bit about in here, and querying those out to different publishers and agents, so that I don't have to be thinking about that, because nothing else new writing from me. After I'm done with Winnie and Wormwood, I'm not doing any new writing this year, other than just character background stuff for Patreons or whatever, because I need to really focus on making sure I'm fulfilling whatever it is that we're doing. So it's going to be a lot of good stuff. We need a little Arv emote. Ooh. I'd have to think about that. The problem with doing one of those is that when you start getting your kids, now obviously I've never shied away from having her on camera, because she wouldn't like it if I did, frankly. She's a big fan of having people say, hey. But I have to think about that, because an emote that gets used all across Twitch, I don't know. I'm not sure that my wife would be wild about that. I'd have to think about that. We'll see. That would be interesting. Yeah, the ice cream emote. Oh my God, she was just cracking up over that. She was talking about that even the next day when we were driving back from Three Rivers, and she was just kind of like, you remember the ice cream thing and the whole wheat toast, and it was pretty funny. She was great. Have her draw something for the emote. She would probably want to do it too. I don't know if she'd be able to do it in enough detail. But yeah, she was having a lot of fun with it. So it was good times. It was definitely fun. The thing is too, I didn't even realize, I thought the Dragon Spear was the one who brought up the toast, but the thing where she was like, she tried to get everything back on track, but it was whole wheat toast. I was just like, and I think she said something like, but it was toast. And then I said whole wheat, but her sense of humor, she's so smart that her sense of humor, maybe it's just that I really admire her sense of humor because it's similar to mine, I guess. So I'm biased, but the whole thing, but it was toast, just cracked me up. You couldn't get it back on track because it's whole wheat toast. Really, really was funny. So anyway, she's great. I love her. Everybody knows that. But today we've got Sorcery going on, folks. So Sorcery now, then Pen and Pixels at 4 p.m. Again, I don't know if we're doing D&D today, but my guess is we're probably going to do Spycraft. But fear not, because we've got Esper Genesis coming up on Friday. Saturday, we've got Wind Waker HD. And then next Tuesday, hopefully, will be D&D with GOG, Pen and Pixels, and we will have the Gamebook illustration stream. Last thing I want to note, at the end of the stream today, we will have nominations for the chat-chosen Patreon-fueled Game of the Month, which is going to be played in a couple of weeks. So we're going to be doing that at the end of the session today. So if you've got a game that you want me to try, and I am capable of getting a Retron game, I'm capable of playing on Retron, playing on Wii U, although I'm becoming less enamored of it because it's kind of a pain to get Wii U working, but I can do it. Clearly on Switch, I'm capable of doing that. On PS4, I can do that. And of course, PC. Technically the Retron allows me to play Game Boy games and Genesis games and stuff like that. So we got this going on. Ice cream cone with blue sprinkles and have her draw it. That's cute, Aradinelle. She probably would like that. That's cute. And that'll be a nice inside joke too. Yeah, maybe I'll talk to her about that. That would be cute. Well, the only way to do that is if we get more emotes. We will see if that happens. I don't actually know. I think they only said they were going to open up a grand total of 4 for affiliates. I don't know. We'll see. But in the meantime, if I hit partner as well, then we would have more emotes available. So we'll see. Anyway, enough talking, less talking, more game playing. Let us get back into the world of Sorcery. Let's do it. Let's make that happen. Make that change. Having such a good time with this game. All right, so here we go. We, as I recall, are trying to track down the last lines necessary for the North Gate. And we've got, so far, I think, how many lines do we actually have? So far, we have... We have got... Oh, no, it's not that. It's items. Or keys, rather. Here we go. Not that. So, Tumblers 2 sealed deep inside by Korga's Gaze and Forga's Pride. Okay, so we need 2 more of those lines. We need 2 more lines because there's 4 total, and then we got to mix them up. Where we left off was, so we came out of the catacombs next to the northern gate. And then all hell broke loose because when we got out of the catacombs and went up to the northern gate, there were a bunch of the goblins that we saw down below basically came out of the bottom, out of the catacombs, and all were like getting ready to, fight. And the guy who was the mad, crazy king, it turns out, I think it was Lorag, if I'm not mistaken. Either Lorag or Theta, I don't remember, but he had lost his mind. So he whispered the conversation, or whispered the code into the gate. I can't. I love this music. I need you to calm down a little bit, music. So he whispered the spell. Also good to see you, DJ. Thanks for the host. So we went, we saw the spell, we read the spell into the gate, gate opens, and then outside there's another goblin army running towards the city. And apparently the goblins on the outside were supposed to meet the goblins on the inside and then basically take over the city. So that was like, oh crap. And then showing up was this dude whose name was Lorag, and Lorag was one of the 4 nobles who was now dead and had gone back in time. It was very Infinity Gauntlet. Had gone back in time so that he could wait for the adventurer that would basically save the city. And so he had waited for hundreds of years for us to appear, and we agreed ultimately to help him. And so he sent us back with his magic through time, causing us to lose a point of permanent stamina, which wasn't so cool. And then our job was to find 2 more lines to the gate so that we can get out of the... Once we get those 2 lines, apparently that will allow him to save the city some way, and I don't remember how. And then we can continue our own journey, which is heading north into dealing with the 7 Serpents, which is book 3 of this. So, hey, what's up, Ballsteg? How are you? Welcome, welcome. Athos Arts champion. That, of course, is Ballsteg. Yeah, dude, DJ, I'm telling you, man, everybody said this was the greatest. This is such a cool... Rock, Paper, Shotgun said this is one of the best RPGs they ever played. And I'm like, really? It's damn good. So, yeah, so that's the drill. So we need to find 2 more of these lines. Now, Although I love the music, it is a little bit loud, so I'm going to have to go into this. Okay. What we need to do to get those last 2 lines is we need to get Lord Shinva. Lord Shinva is one of the lines, and his spirit is somewhere in the Khare necropolis. So that's one of the lines we need. And the other line is the Shrine of Slang might be able to help us find the spell lines to the gate. And the shrine is located between the well and the docks in Lower Khare. So this is where we are right now. The necropolis is here. So, you know, my thought would be that we should be trying to make our way into the necropolis and basically trying to find Shinva and get his line. And then the last thing is to come up here somewhere and try to find the last dude's spell line by finding the Shrine of Slang. So the Shrine of Slang is somewhere here. I don't know where exactly. And then the necropolis is here. So I think we should go into the necropolis first. But that's where we stand. So let me get Arvbot fired up and going, because we need Arvbot. Arvbot. Yeah, and they say that Book 3 and Book 4 are even better. I mean, as I said, the original game books, these were the best game books ever made. And it's not even that close. But Inkle has just gone into such even greater detail with it that it's almost like a brand new game almost. Lovely. Okay. There is Arvbot. Good. Okay. Here we go. Let's make it happen. After a while, another path joins this one. Looking back along it, you see a broken fountain. You are back at the far edge of the wasteland. Ahead, the sun is setting behind the trees ahead. The needle on the compass is quivering. Now, this compass, I should show us this. Remind everybody about the compass. Not that. Not that either. Okay. So this compass basically is designed to allow us to see. The compass allows us basically to see where certain things can be found. So, and I don't remember, but I think it's designed to help us with the finding more of the lines or something like that. So basically, I think it's a good thing to pay attention to the compass. I don't 100% remember what the compass is, to be honest. But now this one we're going to do, it's like a special item locator, something like that. Yeah, DJ, I don't exactly remember, but it's something like that. So the question is, chat, do you folks want to check this or ignore it? The way we do it here is if there are more than 2 choices, then I will put up Arvbot. Or if we get a ton of people in here, then I'll use Arvbot. Otherwise, I'll just have you do it in chat. So, and then I can just count it this way. So, check it out, check it, check. Check it. Okay. Anyone else? Check it out, check it out, check it. Anybody else? Check it, check it. Double check. What's up, Aaron? Double check. Going once. Going twice. Maybe I should just do a marathon session of Sorcery. Let's do it an entire weekend. Check it. Check it before you wreck it. Okay, let's do it. You glance down at the compass. It is pointing firmly towards the iron fence and the heavy trees. Okay, so basically I think it is exactly what we said. If you're close to a line, it will sort of point you in the right direction. So that's what we're looking at. So it's pointing towards the fence. So do we go to the fountain or do we go to the fence? It should be a pretty easy choice, but, you know, I'll leave it up to chat to decide. Fence, fence. Another thing I love about this game, can I just say, this map. In fact, I really think I'm gonna, I may actually see if I can get like a print of this map. I love maps anyway, and like, I love his work too. I think it's Mike Schley. So cool. Yeah, it's something, there's a charm to it, DJ, you know? Like, so cool. I just love when I was a kid, I love looking at these things like, what is on Mansion Row? Like, ooh, what's in Dwarf Town? I wonder what Fireview Square is. You know, I love stuff like that. I love it. All about possibilities. Maps are about possibilities. We have something to sell. Okay, so it looks like everyone's going to the fence. Fence, fence. Everyone on board with fence? Hey, we could try to sell stuff. I mean, look, you know, we've got options. I actually think we're in pretty good shape, except for the fact because we have we don't have any rations, but we have that blimberry juice, which restores stamina and which can count as rations. We have our god to pray to if we get really in big trouble. We're doing okay with stamina. I'm not happy that we're down to 19 instead of 20 stamina as maximum, but... And then 4 gold is the part that's kind of the weakest. 4 gold is not amazing, but, you know. A fence is at the fence. Okay, sounds like we're going to the fence. The path ends at a tall and ancient iron fence overgrown with weeds. Through the dense leaves, you can make out a wide area beyond, dotted with stones and small buildings and straight, somber trees. It is an acropolis of mausoleums and tombs. All right, so what should we do, chat? Should we climb the ivy? Should we turn back? Or should we cast a spell? What should we do? So you know how to do this. $ vote space and then the number you would like to vote for. So 1 if you want to vote for climb the ivy, 2 if you want to vote for turn back, or 3 for cast a spell. You put the lime in the coconut. Yeah, $ vote. That's my other bot, DJ. Arcanus bot would be the exclamation point guy. Definitely don't, you know, like the whole don't cross the streams? You definitely don't want to cross the bots. They get very sensitive, you know. Okay, I'm going to last call this because we have not as many people at the moment as we're gradually building up here. We will get a lot more people as time goes on. Yeah, see? Kerflop using the emote in exactly the right way. Arvin E. Witch. Which way? That's what it's for. Ah, I'm so excited by that emote. I think because it's so clear, you know, sometimes you see these emotes and you're like, what? But yeah, I'm very excited that the emote is that evident. Exactly, second OBS. I feel like that's the kind of thing you could use anywhere, you know? And like, people will be like, oh, hey. Okay. Climb the ivy. Let's do it. There are some channels on Twitch where I know for a fact people don't usually watch them. They just subscribe to them because they want the emotes. Like Aridinel would be, I don't know how much Aridinel actually watches the channel with all the corgis, but even, I bet even if you didn't watch it, Aridinel, you would be using it just because you need the corgi emotes, right? Like the corgi emotes are a big part of the thing. Okay, climb the ivy. Let's do it. You test the ivy. It seems tightly wound about the railings. Wedging one toe between the metal bars, you grip the cords of the plant and haul your way up. You watch it once a week. Okay. But you would, even if you didn't watch it, though, you would still use the corgi emotes, right? Wedging one toe between the metal bars, you grip the cords of the plant and haul your way up. Then the second foot is up and you are climbing, though you can feel the plant tearing under your hands. Okay, do we jump down or do we keep climbing? Nice. You jump down or keep climbing, people? Ascend. Climb, climb, climb. Climb. Climb, climb, climb. See what's become of me. When I look around to my possibilities. Look around. The leaves are brown. And the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Yes. All right, it looks like people are in favor of continuing to climb. So, the eyes have it, the eyes have it. Keep climbing. You keep going, hoping that if you move quickly, you will clear the fence before the ivy comes away. You don't manage it. Near the very top, you feel the sap leaking between your fingers as the cords of the plant snap. Then you fall painfully back onto the rubble-strewn ground. However, ouch. All is not lost. Yeah, except our stamina. Where the plant is torn away from the fence, a foxhole has been revealed, leading underneath the fence. Something, a rat perhaps, scurries through the fence and back into the wasteland. Okay. So, all right. Before we climb... So, there's a foxhole. So, before we talk about that, we... Wow. Thank you, Kerflop. Thank you for the sub gifts. That is very kind of you. Not expected and very much appreciated. Thank you, Kerflop. That is the wonderful Kerflop gifting a sub to Sad Frog Dev. Enjoy your sub, Sad Frog. I hope you are no longer sad. I hope you're no longer feels bad, man. Thank you, Kerflop. I appreciate it. Everybody loves sub gifting. It's just fun. Thank you, man. Okay. So yes. Is he a happy frog? I don't know. Feels amazing, man. All right. Let's see. So what was I gonna do? Yes, he is definitely. Because we just took a bunch of stamina loss. Do people want to use our Blimberry potion? So we've got 3 doses of it. So if we had 1 more dose, so if we use it, we'll still have 2 doses left, and we would have about 15 or 16 stamina. So, yes, no. What say you? SI? Yeah, I don't know what to do about that, Kerflop. There's no way to adjust the... I mean, other than turning it off, which I hate to do. I wish that, like, I don't... Because I can turn it down, but then you can't hear the other sound effects. Let me try that. Let me try turning that. Is that better? Yeah, they need to put in a music slider, I agree. Is that better? Well, now it's off, but... Yeah, the problem is now I don't think you can hear any of the sound effects, though, but, you know. All right, we'll try to modify it as we go through. Okay, so is that a yes drink? Is that a yes drink? So that's a yes, C, yes, please. Yeah, okay. Looks like that's a yes then. So we are going to drink one of those. All right, we're down to 2 doses of Blimberry juice, but we are at 15 out of 19. That's better. Okay, so now the question is, do we, now that that hole that was released when we pulled it, do we climb into the hole? Do we turn back? Do we cast a spell? I'm assuming so. Yeah, I'm assuming so, DJ. So that means that we will expect to see like Blimberry juice infused like Arizona iced tea, like Blimberry juice flavor. It's like CBD oil, you know, that now is being sold everywhere. Pretty much the minute that my local pharmacy gets anything, you know it's gone mainstream. So I saw they were selling CBD oil the other day. I'm like, apparently it's mainstream. Apparently we've arrived. Yogurt. I have to say, hey, listen, I want to say something about yogurt, by the way. I don't know if anyone followed the story here in the States of there was this for very low-income families in Rhode Island. And I don't know if it was all Rhode Island or just a particular town in Rhode Island, but Rhode Island's very small. So, but there were this very low-income kids that were in debt for like lunch. They basically couldn't afford to pay for lunch. And so the district had decided that they were going to create a situation where they were going to pay, like, that they were going to basically give them, like, peanut butter and jam sandwiches. And that was it. Like, and they wouldn't. And these are kids whose, like, families could not afford to do this. And so Chobani, the yogurt place, heard about this and basically paid all of those students' debts. I don't mean, like, a couple students. I mean, like, every student that was going to go through this, and I think that was hundreds. Chobani paid all of it. And I was like, I will go out of my way. We do actually have sometimes Greek yogurt in the house. And I'm like, I will go out of my way to get Chobani. And also it's ridiculous that we should have to do that. It's ridiculous that we should have to have a private company bailing out what should be a public right. The right to basic food is a right. It's not a privilege for a society which is the richest in the world. But, you know, regardless, I'm glad that Chobani went ahead and did that. So that was cool. Yeah, it's one of those stories you hear that and you're like, awesome. I feel good about it. Yeah, just absolutely. Just, I don't care what financial situation you're in. I don't care what it is. Take the money from somewhere else. You don't let kids go hungry, period. You just don't. Okay. So we are going to close. We're going to climb into the hole. I agree with this method. You kneel down and wriggle your way into the foxhole. It is so narrow that you have to keep your arms out in front of you and drag your peg along behind, but thankfully it is short, coming up on the other side of the fence less than 2 strides away. You pull yourself up from a hole in the ground into a graveyard. All right, the graveyard. Here we go. You are standing in the grounds of the necropolis, a city within the city, occupied by the headstones and mausoleums of the dead. Somewhere between the yews and cedars, you can make out the wide road that loops through the graveyard before turning uphill as it heads for the far gate. The wind whistles between the tall trees. The sun is setting behind the wall. Yeah. Oh, is that what it was to make up the difference from a GoFundMe? But still though, Aaron, you know what I mean? Like first of all, they shouldn't even be having to do a GoFundMe, and then Chobani paying $47,000, good for them. You know, like, but it's like, yes, the lunch shaming thing is incredibly aggravating to me. And mostly it's because, you know, I taught, as people know, I promise we'll get back to this in a second. I taught in an inner city high school. And so I used to see kids that came in who, the reason that school breakfast programs came into existence, and the reason that teachers were then expected to become chefs, counselors, parents, and also teachers and all that, is because these kids came in and had an identifiable need. And to be clear, it is not a 13-year-old's fault when they don't have food. It's not their fault. It's not necessarily even the parents' fault, depends on the situation, but it's not necessarily the parents' fault either. So this shaming them publicly, because that's the thing. So you give the kid a butter and jam sandwich. What do you think every kid that didn't have to do that is going to think when they see that? Use your noodle. I mean, like it, and for a school district, and I know the pressure they're under, trust me. Like I said, I taught in a school where the dropout rate was 50%, where many of the kids that I taught in my senior remedials class, for example, there were, say, 17, 18 kids, 9 females, 6, I believe it was 6 of them were either pregnant or had kids themselves. I get it, okay? There are difficult situations. It does not abrogate your responsibility to take care of the kids, and it especially does not abrogate the responsibility of the voters to do what is necessary to ensure that these kids can get by and survive and hopefully thrive. It is the obligation of a country with this amount of money for that to happen. It is a right. And it just I get really, really angry when kids are involved and when education then has to take the fall for all of it because of this kind of nonsense. So anyway. Yeah, no, and I know you do, Aaron. That was just kind of like, that was just me being like, Argh. So anyway, but good for Chobani. The takeaway point at the moment, at least, is good for Chobani for doing this. Okay. What should we do? Okay, should we look around the gravestones? Not the Garvestones, but the gravestones. Use the compass. Use the force, Luke. Or stick to the path. Not the path, but the path. Okay. What's it going to be? Should we use the compass, look around the gravestones, or stick to the path? I mean, we got this compass, too. I don't remember where we found the compass, but we took it off of somebody. We like, either found it or... You know what it might be? We might have gone into one of those houses that we weren't supposed to go into, and then we ended up finding this compass. I don't remember exactly, but... Did we buy it? That's what it is, Aridino. We bought it from that guy. That was the klepto trader. Yeah. That's right. And he took our freaking chain from us, which sucked. But at least we got this compass. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot. Can people, by the way, hear the sound of the wind? This is what I mean about not wanting to make sure that people can hear the sound effects. Can you hear the wind? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this back up so that people can hear it. And if, there we go. We're going to turn it back up. If I have to go into the items window for any length of time, I will go into the volume slider and I'll turn down the volume slider. That's what I'll do. What's up, Pale Lord? Now you should be able to hear it, right? Now you can hear the wind, I hope. Can you hear it? Chat. Can you hear it? Yeah, okay. You can only hear the AC in your room. You are not fully immersed nonstop. You need to turn the AC off and sweat just like our hero was sweating. A true Analand hero, all right, will immerse himself into the... I want you to get a portable heater and just put it on your desk in front of your face so you can feel... Okay, last call on this using the compass. Right, when you fall in a puddle, get a bucket of water, splash over your face. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, gosh. Well, that was always my problem. You know, I have great admiration for cosplayers and what they can do, but I was always like, you don't go far enough, man. Like, if you're gonna cosplay, you gotta cosplay. Like, legit, if things go, you know... I want actual laser, you know, laser swords and... Okay, so we are going to use the compass. Let's do it. You pull out the compass and consult the needle. It spins around twice, then points at the depths of the graveyard. Ah, the depths of the graveyard. Well, it's not 100% clear, but I guess what they mean by that... Because this flag popped up when they said explore. I don't know if this flag did also, but it said the depths of the graveyard. So I think my guess is they're pointing to that, but I don't know for sure, to be honest with you. But definitely not to leave. I think that's fair enough, right? So we can explore the newer tombs. We can explore the older tombs. Or leave the graveyard. And my guess... Oh, sorry for the terrible misspelling on the... There we go. Yeah. Exactly. Well, you know, the thing I'm wondering about, too, is... When we leave, I hope they let us leave this way. Because if we go up here... Then we're going to be in the same position of not being able to... Oh, although, you know what? I remember, though... You know what, though? You know what? I remember them saying something about that the guy could actually maybe be found in this temple. So maybe... I don't mean this guy, not the Necropolis dude. I mean the other guy. So maybe once we're done with the graveyard, we go up here, we hit this temple, and maybe this is where we find out about the last line. Maybe. That would be my hope, because that would be pretty... That'd be pretty sweet. Then we hit the gate. We get through, and we're like, peace. Khare is saved. And we go into the Backlands. But that's, again, though, but that's not yet, though. We have to find this dude first. Because it definitely, the compass said to go into the graveyard, for sure. So we don't want to, I mean, you guys can do what you want, but I don't think it's telling us to leave yet, because we have to get the third line first. Right? We've only got, right now, only 2 lines, so we need the third line before we worry about the 4th line. I like pyramids. That's just a Vegas thing. You're just doing that because you'll get to tour your pyramid later on, all right? I like pyramids. Look over here, DJ. It's the sands. Also Steve Vai. And I think one of these over here. Oh, yeah. His pyramid thing. There's also the Alan Parsons Project song, Another Pyramid. I think if you look over here, that piece of dirt over there looks like one of Trump's casinos. Yeah, Parsons is awesome. Actually, Alan Parsons is really cool. He did a lot of stuff like the song, the one that everyone knows about from the opening of the Chicago Bulls, the song that goes like, you know, the music they always used to introduce. That was Alan Parsons. That's the lead in to the song Eye in the Sky. So. And don't answer me. Don't break the silence. Don't let me win. Good stuff. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Same thing. All right, we're going to close that poll, exploring Elder Tombs. Yeah, I agree with this. I think that this is where the compass is saying, basically. You wind your way between the headstones to reach the oldest area of the graveyard in the corner nearest to the city wall. Most of the stones here are now mere rubble. A few statues lie face down in the mud. A tree has split through a carved stone coffin. All right, so what should we do? What? Find the oldest grave. Search for grave goods. Or head... Nope. Head back to the path. Here we are. What does that even mean, search for grave? Like, I'd like to find, like, I can tell you pretty much what goods there are in a grave. It's stone. There's a lot of dirt. Probably some calcium supplements in bones. Yeah, like, money for tribute. I guess that's what that means. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's the automatic, like, insta-curse, right? Like, the insta-curse is where you take anything from a graveyard. The minute you take stuff off of a grave, insta-curse. Ah. Ark of the Covenant, you know. Yes, this is a cinnamon coffee cake muffin, by the way. Well, what's left of it. Titanium from hip replacements. No, this is from a bagel shop. Dunkin' Donuts. What madness is this, DJ? One of the great wrongs in our society is the fact that Dunkin' Donuts seems to somehow have beaten out Krispy Kreme as a superior donut, which is just not... No. Like, it's just straight up not the case. You were the sandwich chef? Look, man, nothing against your previous employment. But I'm telling you right now. Ballstick knows what I'm talking about, right? Like, it's not a real donut. And I don't know anything about their coffee because I don't drink coffee. But just, come on, man. Terrible employers. Oh, yeah. Look, they're just, you know. Your problem, DJ, is that you kept trying to give everyone their change back in 7. 50, 60, 70, 50, 60, 50, 60, 70, 50, 60, 70. They're like, what? You're just like... Oh, yeah, Ballstack. And yeah, it's like liquid sugar. Like, I'm not saying it's good for you, but you don't go to donuts for health, okay? Thank you for the follow, Judge. I mean, come on. I'm getting a phone call. Pardon me just a moment. Hello? All right. Sorry about that, everyone. As I said, everything's fine. It's just time-sensitive stuff, so apologies. Yeah, timing is a thing. Sorry. Okay, where were we? We were, you find an older, okay. So, oldest grave, I think is what we're doing, right? Oldest grave, yes, cool. All right, sorry about that. I apologize unreservedly. Let's find the oldest grave. You soon find what looks to be the oldest tomb. It is a small mausoleum with a low roof supported by ornately carved pillars. An inscription reads, "Here lies Lorag, founder of Khare." Thank you, autosave. That's a good name, autosave. Autosave, this is how you create tension. I think you should stay, autosave, you should be constantly a part of our stream, because that way I will always feel like we're autosaving. You know what I mean? Like, as a gamer, you're always nervous that you're losing progress. So I feel like the existence of autosave will just create a sense of comfort and calm in me, is what I'm thinking. What's up, Kilobyte? Anyway, my apologies. Okay. You feel the hairs on the back of your neck rise. Here is the grave of the man whose ghost you met at the gate. Damn. I can spiritually autosave. That's what I like. All right. Do we look at the mausoleum or do we look elsewhere? This one we can just do here. This you don't have to do an ARFbot. This one you can just do in chat. So do we look at the mausoleum or do we look elsewhere? Welcome back, Kerflop. It could mean that. That's true. That's true. The game saves as you walk in. You're like, why did the game save? Why is the game saving? Mausoleum, mausoleum, mausoleum. Good to see you, Kilobyte. Mausoleum, says Ballsteak. Mausoleum, says autosave. Mausoleum. If you like this, mausoleum. All right, it's very definitive. If you like this, don't forget Arvanewhich, Arvanewhich, is our new emote brought to you by Kilobyte. The tomb is a simple stone cabinet carved with the likeness of a man. From centuries of rain and wind, you can make out nothing of it but a long, grisly beard. Below the inscription is a longer tablet, but it is half weathered and covered in moss. All right, so do we... I love that emote. Do we clear the inscription, examine the carved man, or leave the tomb? What should we do? Clear the inscription, examine the carved man, or leave the tomb? Oh, and the way you do it is you do $vote space and then the number autosave. So you do $vote space and then that. There you go. Yep, perfect. DJ should know with me the song that would relate to this. Two down, there you go, in MacArthur Park in the driving snow. Uptown, they're putting it out, better lay your claim. Get home, you're not alone, 'cause you just broke out of the danger zone. Don't remember the part that goes right next. Leave it. Bow, bow, bow. I remember when I first started listening to Yes, a lot of people were like, Owner of a Lonely Heart and Leave It is not as good as their earlier stuff. But truthfully, Owner of a Lonely Heart's a good goddamn song. And Leave It's good too. I mean, yes, it's different from Roundabout, but whatever. How many times can you play Roundabout? Okay, last call, last call. Looks like we're clearing the inscription, is my guess. I'll be the roundabout. Yeah, dude. That intro would be pretty awesome. In and around the lake, mountains come out of the sky and they stand there. Problem is I can't, like, my range is not that dude's range. They say you don't want to chance it. You've been hustled before. Watch it now. Like, I have to do all that falsetto. Like, I can't. It's like him and, like, you know, Geddy Lee for Rush. Same deal, you know? Like, well, his mind is not for rent to any god or government. Like, I just, like, why do you sing so high? Do you actually have testosterone? Can you sing a little bit low? Why do you have a voice this high? The changes to a bow. Yeah, it's really true. We need the dude from Crash Test Dummies to do that. The guy did the. That'll be great. Well, his mind is not for rent to any god or government. I'll be the roundabout. songs that should not go together, or the other way around. Now 9-4, go. All right, we're clearing the inscription. You clear away the dirt from the carved inscription, but you still cannot make out the words, only trace their outlines with your finger. The eyes of the carved statue appear to be watching you. Oh no, it's midnight. Somebody's watching me. Okay, so what should we do? What should we do, Arvany Witch? Should we make a rubbing? Make a rubbing. Examine the carved man? Or should we randomly hit the wrong button and fire up the Windows thing? Or should we leave the tomb? What should we do? Oh my God, it's midnight. Let's see. My God, it's midnight. Somebody watching me. Oh God. You know, I was trying to think of a good 11-4 song. Isn't what is that song? I get so lonely when she's not there. What's that Genesis song? Is that Genesis song? Isn't that 11-4? I gotta say, man, now I know that Genesis, once they got into a certain period of the 80s, kind of jumped the shark. But that album and Trick of the Tail, which was 70s and stuff like that, they were still legit, even when Peter Gabriel left. Hello, darling. I don't know. Is it 13-4? Here comes the sun. Da, da. Everyone's like, what the hell are you doing? Okay, make a rubbing. Okay, last call. And I said, it's all right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Well, even the oh no, the space key's dead. Even the Aerodinel, even the what do you call it? The even the Every Breath You Take was, a lot of people think, is basically just a stand-in for Surveillance. That's deliberate. That's not Sting actually writing a song about how great it is to stalk someone. In fact, my band has a song, its second song on our first album, Drift, called All Time, is basically about a creepy stalker dude. Except, unlike the 80s where it's like, isn't it awesome that we're stalking? I'm like, this is really, really disturbing and wrong. Like, that's my point. Here Comes the Sun is 11-8. Wow, 11-8, 4-4, and 7-8. Hey, if the space key is completely dead, Aerodinel, let me know, because I have an old keyboard. Now that I could pass along the love from Dragon Spear. Now that Dragon got me completely without me knowing he was going to do it, this wireless mechanical. I've got my membrane keyboard still mostly working. Beatles or Prague. Hey, dude, freaking Sgt. Pepper's was... There were some big-time songs on there that were that changed things around. That was the thing about the Beatles, is they weren't just like the whole, you know, I want to hold your hand types, you know? Such a good album. I don't know if you knew this, but Rolling Stone magazine had something many years ago, a poll for the top album of all time, best album of all time, and the White Album, was it the White Album or Abbey Road? I mean, rather the White. I think it's the White Album. Beat out Sgt. Pepper's by 1 vote. And it was thousands and thousands, like 25,000 votes or something. And they had to count it like 4 or 5 times. Won by 1 vote over Sgt. Pepper's. Which is, you know. Do you know that, by the way, Target is selling albums now? They have a whole vinyl section. I was like, yes. Nice. Nice, Ballsteg, yep. And let's not forget, by the way, Yellow Submarine. Listen to Only a Northern Song if you want to talk about weirdness. That's a good album, too. Hey, Bulldog. But that's cool with me, DJ. You know what I mean? Strawberry Fields Forever, yep. In the rain. Yep. Even I Am the Walrus. Okay. Yeah, and you can go backwards. That's right. Well, a lot of people, even at the time, said that vinyl really, vinyl has a certain warmth of sound. They say that CDs don't necessarily replicate. You know, right. I still have a lot of my old albums. Because I have my parents' album collection, basically. Okay, we're making a rubbing. For a rubbing of the inscription, you will need some kind of charcoal to rub with, and you have nothing that will do. Well, damn it. Examine the carved... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, I'm sorry. I just went into autopilot. I'm sorry, chat, but we examined the carved man anyway. You look closer at the carved man, but notice nothing more. It is just an engraving of an old man in a serene death pose. If this really is the grave of the founder of Khare, the chances are he did not die quite so peacefully. You head away from the tomb. All right, well, my bad. That's really funny. That's awesome. That's awesome, I don't know. Okay, so now we've got... So we didn't find the guy we need to find yet. So now we narrowed it down. So we've either got the newer tombs or we've got leaving the graveyard. So we still have to find the guy with the third line. So do we go to the newer graves or do we go up this way? Rubbing would have been a meme anyway. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So what do we do? Tell me in chat. Do we go towards the newer graves? Hide me among the graves? Let's go up to... It would be awesome if you did it and the message is, this is a grave rubbing. And you're like... Yeah, newer graves. Deeper south. Yeah, maybe that's what they meant, Arinth. Maybe they meant deeper south. One is not enough. Yeah, the man must always dig too. What's up, DNS? How you doing, man? Alright, so are we going deeper south? Further into the south. Okay, I'm just talking to someone about Pen and Pixels later today, so 1 second. Lovely. It's not certain, OBS. It seems unlikely because, oh my God, you should feel you should feel bad about yourself, DJ. It's not certain because there was a mix-up in scheduling that was partly my fault. Somebody had told me they wouldn't be available for today, and I forgot about that. So the problem is that there's a big fight coming up in Storm King's Thunder, and I don't want the person in question to miss it because of the significance of it's Screaming Joypad. I don't want him to miss the chance to actually be in on that fight, or at least have someone manage his character in a dedicated way. Like, I don't want someone to have to play 2 characters for that fight. So that's why we're trying to reschedule. The problem is that if we reschedule the next Tuesday, that means that there's 2 for the Europeans late night sessions of this in the same week, and so that might be rough for this person. So that's why we're trying to figure out what the deal is. Okay, cool. I know it. I know it, and I want to make sure, you know, ArvCon. This is what I want to have happen. I want to have it where we reschedule for next Tuesday, because that way Mike can be there. Screaming Joypad is there. Like I said, we do the fight with the full crew. Then ArvCon is like the aftermath, and that they don't have to have him there for. But I really would like him for that. But I can't. It depends on what the other players do, because again, for the Europeans, it's a lot of late nights in a row, and we have 3 Europeans for that. Pyrin, Darksaber, and Screaming Joypad are all European, and Chai is the only one who's not. So it's harder for the 3 of them. So that's why. You got to catch up quick though, OBS, because we got a lot of stuff happening there. I'm really having fun with that campaign. I mean, I have fun with all of them, but okay. So we are going to Deeper into the Graves. Don't really know why I went that way, but okay. There are several tombs here. There must have been a recent plague on the rich in the city. They are scattered around in roughly alphabetical groups. Ah, okay. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here, and you should know, if you remember who we're looking for, people. You should know what grave we're looking for, but Anagil de Ferrat, Gilles to Neferet, Oxil de Tamarin, Ulxor de Yiz, yeah, this is stretching Arvbot to its limit. This is a lot of choices. So there we go. What should we do? Do we explore the tombs of Anagil de Ferret, Gilles to Neferet, Oxil de Tamarin, Ulxor de Yiz, check the compass, or go back? Now remember, check the compass, of course, is always an option. Don't forget beyond that we technically should know, right? We technically should know the name of this person. If you remember who it was we were looking for. I'll just pop up the clue quickly. See what I'm saying? So I think either one of those is an option. But I mean, I figure, like, we might as well just... It didn't say, like, the compass is going to break after we use it too much, so we could just lean into it. Just be like, compass, you know what I mean? I have this image, DJ. Like, we look down at the compass, and then, like, some skeletal hand, like, picks it up, and, like, and we look up, and it's actually the dude holding the compass. Like, and the compass is, like, focusing on him. He's like... You know, we're just like... Thanks, man. I see you found my compass. I've been looking for that everywhere. I have a bone to pick with you. Sorry, it's terrible. Don't try to rib me. I don't have any money, but I have certain skulls. Skulls that make it possible for me to... Bless my bones, is that my compass? I cannot tell Amphibia. Sorry. No, Echo, we're still trying to find it. I'm waiting to hear from a couple people to confirm. So, I apologize that I do not yet have an update. Oh, Tim Conway passed away. Gee, that's sad. Tim Conway was a very, very funny dude in the Carol Burnett show. Nice, nice. Humorous? Humorous. Yeah, it's too bad. All right. We have 3 votes for check the compass, 1 vote for go back. You have a pizza which is pondering if it should fear its disappearance. Is that affected by whether D&D, with whether GOG happens, Echo? So, like, if it happens, does the pizza, like a groundhog, see its shadow and goes away? I see. Okay, well, I do not yet know, but as soon as I know, I will, of course, notify you. I do not yet have any information about it. Okay. Ah, I see. All right, and we are going to close this poll. All right, check the compass. Taking out the compass, you take a bearing. It turns wildly before settling to point to the tombs from Oxil to Tamarin. Something flitters past your face. A bat? Okay, so now we have all of that except for... Oh, God damn it. I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just did that. Okay, so I'm not going to write the entire thing again because God no. But explore the tombs of 2F, G2N, O2T, U2Y. Go back. All right, there we go. No, not on ARVBot. I can't. I need to find out a way that I can... I actually should ask Netowin, because actually Netowin is back. I should ask him if he can add a feature to basically restore. Basically, like, restore previous question. Yeah, like a text history thing. Yeah, he might be able to do that. I'm liking this compass, man. I am liking the compass. Also, welcome everybody who may have stopped in a little bit late. Welcome to day 9 of Inkle's Sorcery, Khare, Cityport of Traps. Welcome. Please mark your calendars, if you haven't already done so, for ArvCon, which is starting a week from this Friday to benefit the Damon Running Cancer Research Foundation. Please also mark your calendars for the launch of the Kickstarter for my graphic novel Jelinek, which is the sequel to my graphic novel Icarus, with art from Achala Fabio, and that is being published by Athos Arts, and that will be launching Tuesday, this very time period, actually, Tuesday at noon, June 11th. So please mark your calendars for that. Very excited about all of it. Please follow and support and all those other kinds of things. If you're curious, you can always type in !ArvCon, or you can type in !Icarus or !Jelinek, Jellinek, if you want more details and links to videos and stuff like that. Alrighty. And don't forget the new emote if you're a sub, !ArvinEWitch, if you are a new sub. Okay, we're going to go with O to T, because that is what it said. You look from one headstone to the other. A few catch your eye, though you cannot immediately say why. All right, so... Thank you, Erdino. Okay, so what should we do? Look at... Praya's gravestone, Rift's tomb, Shinva's mausoleum, check our boy the compass, or look elsewhere. Praya's gravestone, Rift's tomb, Shinva's mausoleum, or check the compass. And remember, we've got our... We've always got the compass, but we do know the guy that we were looking for, theoretically. Okay. I have a feeling that like people today are just going to be walking around being like, check the compass, check the compass, check the compass. Okay. All right. We're going to last call this. Last call it. Last call. Last call. Last call. And wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. And we are going to check the compass. All right. You consult the compass again, but the needle spins about madly, refusing to settle. Ah, okay. I know exactly. The needle's like, nope, nope, nope. I'm not gonna give you that specifically. It's too easy. Okay. So for this one, folks, Pria, Riff, Shinva, or look elsewhere. I'm not even going to put this up on our butt. Pria, Riff, Shinva, or look elsewhere. Shinva, says DJ. TNS says Riff. Pria, Riff, Shinva, or check the compass. And if you guys were paying attention, you will remember who we're supposed to be looking for. I shall take a look at our clues. Praise Shinva. Lord Shinva. I like, everyone else is just like, well, obviously do this. And TNS is like, I feel like Riff is, I feel good about Riff. And everyone's like, he's like, I mean, Riff, you know, yeah, side passages. Okay, it looks like people are going in favor of Shinva, if I'm not mistaken. Shinva, Shinva, Shinva. A low-budget Walmart version of Shinva. I mean, listen, Riff is the lead-up to Shinva. Yes, Baldur's Gate 2 may be considered a superior game, but you start with Baldur's Gate 1. Like, you don't, you know. Alright, looks like we're going with Shinva's mausoleum, then. You approach Shinva's mausoleum. Carved above its door is, Here rests Lord Shinva, 5th noble of Khare. Your heart hammers. Is this the undead noble you were warned you would need to find? Okay. Okay, I'm not going to actually give that as a choice because obviously we're going to go to the mausoleum we just said we were going to go to. Ooh, we got a new map. The door to Shinva's mausoleum seems to be unlocked and is a crack ajar as though someone regularly came and went. Just in front of it is a ring of little mushrooms growing up against the front step of the mausoleum. Charming. Good stuff. Do we look at the ring? Cast a spell? Or make a move? What are we going to do? Look at that. Mini-map. I don't know. I mean, presumably TNS, but I don't know. I mean, the only issue with spells is being careful that, you know, I mean, like, we're okay with stamina, but we just need to be careful that we don't overdo it. Eat the mushrooms. What we really need to do is just consume it, and that'll be fine. Right? Fireball at the mushrooms. Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. We actually saw that yesterday. I was watching Sneaky Teak. I've rated a couple times. He's a Slay the Spire streamer. And some person was just going off. Like, I have actually not seen. He must have given away 30 gift subs. He was just on fire. It's like, sub. And so at some point, we were just like, he was trying to make sure that everybody was subbed in the channel. And so he was just kind of like, and I was like, you have to nuke all the subs from orbit. It's the only way to make sure. And he was like, arrow up to my thing. And he's like, I prefer him being thorough. You know, it's the only safe way. It was very impressive. All right. I'm going to last call this because it looks like everyone wants to look at the ring. And I can't blame you. And... Okay, look at the ring. You crouch down to look at the mushrooms. They look They look highly poisonous, not least because you cannot see a single insect crawling around or under any of them. Unusually, the ring itself is also perfectly circular in shape. In its center, something silver glints, a stake pushed into the soft soil. So what should we do? Take the silver stake? Could use a silver stake. Cast a spell? Or make a move? I'm thinking, like, my thought is we could really use a silver stake, but also this is like Admiral Akbar is like at the moment in big, like, you know, stereo. It's a trap. Like, it feels like this is the most massive trap, but maybe it's such a big trap that it's intended to make it feel that way, so we don't do it. I don't know. Maybe casting a spell is the safest thing. That's what I'm saying. Right. So maybe it's like a shallow grave, like there's a vampire just like right underneath the rock. Great. It's like the deadly werewolf vampire, which is like both things at once, and so you need a stake, but it also has to be made of silver. And all right, I'm gonna last call. Yeah, the first to take the stake from the soil. That was like the first time they ran it. They're like, how about a stake from the soil? And they're like, no. How about... And okay, cast a spell. Let's do it. Here we go. So, we've got, I bet sus is this one. So sus is sense danger. By the way, you could sense danger about something and it might be dangerous, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't do it. I mean, the whole game is dangerous, right? What should we cast? So our first choice is sus, which is sensing danger. We could cast mag, which would protect us from magic. Could cast... We could make ourselves into a giant by growing in size. Oops. Oh. We could read minds. What the hell's mind are we going to read? Our own? We like read someone's mind, or like, are you below the surface of the ground? No. I mean, maybe. Not this ground, though. If you... it's fine. That's not a trap. I mean, if you were thinking it was, it's not. Right. Exactly. The closest NPC mind. Exactly. Okay, tell. And then we've got H. How? Find safe passage. That's a good one. I forgot that existed. Okay, what should we cast? Do we cast sus, which is danger, mag, which is magic shield, big, which makes us into a giant, tell, which is tell is read minds, or how tells us how to find safe passage? Yeah, well it would presumably be safe passage forward, but I don't know whether it would make you be like, the safest journey is not to take one. You're like, oh, God damn it. You read a mind, the earthworm's like, slither, 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 slither. Okay, last call. Yeah, and that's their entire thought. More dirt. I like the idea that the worm in this theory also always thinks in all caps. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Kerflop. Sorry. But you would have been outvoted anyway. Sorry, Kerflop. Okay, it looks like the vote is for How. Sorry about that. Okay. Cast How. Oh! You cast the spell and a clear, calm voice enters your mind, telling you that the only entrance to the tomb is the one in front of you. But there is another exit in plain sight. For some reason, your attention is and by draw we mean drawn, to the large fungus. So, do we take the silver stake or make a move? Interesting. There's another exit in plain sight. Your attention is drawn to the large fungus. Take the silver stake or make a move. This one is not on our bot. This is just a choice of two. What do you think? I have no suggestions on this in either direction. Different kind of steak. It would be funny if that's what they meant, but they just kept misspelling it over and over again. They're like, I don't understand why no one chooses this. A new hand touches the steak. Exactly. All right, so we have DJ move, TNS move. Aradinel says steak. Ballstick says steak. Arendt says steak, I think. Kerflop says steak. So we've got 4 steak and 2 move. 4 steak and 2 move. Okay, I'm going to last call this. 4 steak and 2 move. Going once. Going twice. Okay, here we go. You reach over to pull out the silver stake, but you cannot reach it without stepping inside the mushroom ring. Oh, God. Something about that gives you pause, but you cannot tell what. Not like this. I don't know. Is that just like setting you up? It's like, it's fine. Oh, man. Okay. So once again, silver stake or move? DJ's like move. DJ says move. OBS says move. Yeah, the other exit. Exactly. I don't even know what that means. Move, 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 move. Stalio, are you still taking the stake, or were you, or are you making a joke and you actually want to move? I'm just curious. I want to make sure I get your wishes heard. That might be. That might be. I'd still take the stake. So we've got move, move. So we've got 3 moves, and we've got 1, 2, 3 stakes. 3 moves, 3 stakes. So, Stalio, were you saying you wanted to take the stake or not? We've got 3 moves and 3 stakes. Move. Okay. 4 moves, 3 stakes. Going once. Going twice. Sold. Okay. We're going to move. It is too cold to stand still in the shadow of the wall. Okay, so now we have 3 choices. We can... Do we walk away? Do we walk into the tomb through the fairy ring? Or do we jump over the ring? Do we walk away, walk into the tomb, or do we jump over the ring? This is your favorite Van Halen song? I was thinking this is the beginning of Heart of Rock and Roll. They say the heart of rock and roll is still beating, and from what I've seen, I believe 'em. Now the old one may be barely breathing, but the heart of rock and roll is still beating. In Cleveland, Detroit, heart of rock and roll. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Down. Man, so many memories of that song from high school. Yeah. Oh my God. You know what I was listening to, DJ? Was Stronger Every Day, Chicago. Strong, because I actually played in a band like that once. Obviously not Chicago's level, but something in the kickstands. I can't remember the other one, but I was playing trumpet in it. And I'll tell you what, man. Like that's a freaking Stronger Every Day. Best thing that happened to you, best thing that happened to me. Yeah. I mean, when you have my father-in-law actually saw Chicago when they were first starting, and they were called Chicago Transit Authority. And the first time you heard them, like the state, like curtains open, and there's just this 3 trumpets or whatever it was out there, and they just blew the room away, because you could do whatever you want with your electric guitars and your synthesizers and blah blah blah. You want to get some people woken up, you bring in the trumpets, all right? You bring in the brass. This is why even in classical music, in Schubert's The Unfinished Symphony, which I have played, that's the one that goes da 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 da. Everyone's falling asleep. Trumpet, trumpet. And everyone's like, whoa. Whenever you want to wake people up, bam, pull in some brass. How about St. Elmo's Fire? I'm gonna be a man in motion. Gonna be a man in motion. All I need is this pair of wheels. Pick where the future's lying. St. Elmo's Fire. And in the background, they got the brass. Or Toto. Toto with Pamela, don't break this heart of mine. And again, that's brass background. Oh, ska. Yeah. How about some Mighty Mighty Boss Tones? Never had to knock on wood. You didn't know Elmo was a saint? I can't do that voice that high. Okay, we're going to close this poll because it looks like people want to jump over the ring. Let's do it. You take a run up and jump clear over the circle of mushrooms, landing on the step of the mausoleum. All right, here we go. Shinva's tomb. The air inside is freezing. Dust coats the floor. Urns line the walls, but there is no coffin. The floor space is empty, except for in the far corner where a narrow stone staircase leads down into darkness. Okay, do we cast a spell or do we make a move, folks? Do we cast a spell or make a move? Tell me in chat. We're now standing in the middle of this mausoleum. Cast a spell or make a move. Spell, do we have light? I don't know if we have light. We can cast a lot of spells. Doze, dud, mag, pop, fall, dim, fog, mud. We can't do mud. Nif, tell, gack. We don't have that. Sap. I thought we had a black face mask. I guess we had something else, not that. God, Jewel of Gold, we don't have that. We don't have kin. Pep, we don't have firewater. Rock, we don't have stone dust. Nip, we don't have yellow powder. Huff, we don't have a gale horn. Fix, we don't have oak sapling. Nap, we don't have a brass pendulum. God, look at all this stuff we can't cast. Zen, we don't have a jewel-studded medallion. Yaz, we can't cast a pearl ring. Sun, we can't. We have Sun Jewel. We do have Kid. Rap and Yap, green-haired wigs. We don't have those. Zip, green ring, Far, crystal orb, Rez, holy water. Yeah, we don't have anything. Okay, so it looks like we are move. Okay, move it is then. Let's make a move. Skulls peer at you from the walls. Okay, do we go down the stairs or do we turn and flee? I think I know the answer to this, but do we turn and flee or do we go down the stairs? Do we run away like a small child, or do we Skyrim it? Option 1. Option 2. Skyrim. Option 1. Oh no! Option 2. Da-da-dun, 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 da-da-dum, 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 da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. Like Sir Robin exactly. Down, 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 then the flames went higher. Down, down, down the ring of fire. Except in this case, it's the ring of mushrooms. Okay, looks like people want us to go down, so we will do that. You make your way towards the stairs, but you must have stepped on some kind of switch, as behind you you hear a noise, and you turn to see the door is swinging shut. I'm afraid of no ghosts. Okay. So, do we run for it? Do we try to block it? Or let it close? And this is behind us, so, like, whatever. All that matters is what's in front of us, right?
I saved money.
Electro Deluxe Big Band.
Smashburg.
I do not like this new thing from YouTube where you got the... It's bad enough you got one ad, now you've got two ads. I don't want any more copyright claims. Oh, okay, that's awesome. I gotta listen to that later. I already like it. That's like it's like Tower of Power. It's like Tower of Power. Second OBS. What is hip? Bow, banana now. Hey, what's up, Carol? What is it? Wow. What is it? Bow, 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 bow. Okay. Alrighty. Let it close. Good to see you, Carol. So just got in. All right. So we're going to last call this. Looks like people are going to say let it close. See, I like this. This is all very... I don't know who the heck you were. This is all very definitive. I like it. Everyone's like, here's what we're going to do. Hey, what's up, JLC? Good to see you, JLC. All right. And we're going to let it close. You stay back, not wanting to be crushed by the heavy stone door. It seals with a bang, and you are plunged in darkness, filled only with the sound of your own breathing. And one other noise, a distant rattle of chains. And then you hear, listen to the wind blow, down the love, damn your lies. I can still hear you saying, you will never break the chain, never break the chain. All right, we are in the dark. The echo of the slamming door circles the room. Things are moving across the flagstones. Agreed. Interesting. Okay, so what do? Do we feel for the door? Not door. Door. Do we feel for the stairs? Do we pray for aid? Or do we cast a spell? What do? Feel for the door, feel for the stairs, pray for aid, or cast a spell? All right, what's it going to be, folks? Do we feel for the door, feel for the stairs? And in case you're curious, in case you just got here, in case you just got here, the idea, this is Lord Shinva's tomb, and we're supposed to find this guy because he's got the third line of the 4 that we need to open the North Gate of Khare. Well, actually, to save Khare, basically, for lore tag or whatever. So we need to find that spell. And so this is his tomb, but we don't exactly know how to find him. So, yeah. So the thing about the spell book, there is a light, but we can't cast it. That's sun, but we do not have, unfortunately, a sun jewel. I don't know if we have another kind of light that we can cast. Sap. Let me see if there's something in the basics. In the basic spells. How duck. Wob gum. Yob gum. Jig. Sus 6. Dope. Big walk. Law dumb. Foff wall. Zap hot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We could create a fireball. If we just keep lighting up the room enough. Fireball, fireball, fireball. Now, the thing about the door, the only thing I want to say about the door is that, just so that people know, we were planning on going down to the stairs anyway. So if we're feeling the door, that suggests to me that we're trying to leave. And we're trying to get, aren't we trying to get down here, I think? So I'm not telling you not to do this. Again, I have not, this is all way off book at this point. This is like Inkle going on its own way. So I don't know. And the only other option, I guess, pray for aid would allow us to see in here. It just means that we wouldn't necessarily have the god back with us for a while. But remember, we could get it back later. So, I don't know. It's a tough call. Yeah. Although, I don't know, OBS. I don't know how big this place is. If we cast big, aren't we just going to crush ourselves? All of a sudden, if we're like, Shaquille O'Neal, we should be able to cast the spell Shaq and have that happen. That's true, Shadowner. A dunk spell. Okay, last call. Well, I mean, the way that they used to try to keep him, because he was terrible at free throws, and they called it Hack-a-Shack, so we could make it this. You cast Hack. And it turns you into Shaq, which means that you're really big, and you're completely incapable of hitting a free throw. Nah, but it's got to be 3. Hack the planet. There you go. Now you're cooking with gas, DJ. Or making logical arguments. I have to say though, I kind of have a soft spot in my heart. I don't know. I like basketball, so I kind of have a soft spot in my heart, Kerflop. I have to say, for the TNT, you know, Kenny Smith and Charles Barkley and Shaq. For one thing, I like Charles Barkley, but I find that like, Shaq is just kind of like, well, like he's always like this deadpan, and this is the way he talks. He's actually a reasonably smart guy. But like when he and Charles go after it, it's really funny, I find. That's a good call, actually, Schnauner. Yeah, plus 110 hex reach melee, minus 10 ranged attacks. That's awesome, Ardenel. Can you imagine actually statting out Shaquille O'Neal? That's pretty awesome. All right, we're going to close it. Feeling for the stairs it is. You feel your way over the stairs to the stairs, moving carefully so as not to hurl yourself down them by accident. Finally, your foot finds the top step. There could be anything below, a gaping pit or the jaw of a serpent, perhaps even another manticore. All right, do we keep going? Don't go down or keep going. I'm going to assume that we keep going. I think that's the whole point of why we did this, but let me just confirm with chat. Are we going to keep going? Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? What? Don't stop him. He's on a roll. Okay. All right, we're going to move it. Let's do it. Okay, keep going. You steel your courage and moved on, deeper down into the darkness. Menacing sounds echo up from the depths of the crypt. The clanking of chains, the moaning of wind. Perhaps there is some kind of machine down here. Perhaps the mechanism that operated the door. Surely it can be nothing worse. Okay, what do we do, folks? Keep going, freeze, or cast a spell. I'm not even going to put up Arbot here. Keep going, freeze, or cast a spell. Welcome to the machine. Keep going, go. We do not freeze. My favorite Floyd song. Yeah. That's a great album. Wish You Were Here is a great album. How I wish you were here. We're just two fish bowl. Wait, it's two. What is it? Going in a fish bowl year after year, going over the same old ground. And have you found two lost souls? That's what it is. My favorite part of actually one of the best lines Pink Floyd ever wrote is the. Oh God, if I can, I want to make sure I get it right. Did you change your walk-on part in a war for a lead role in a cage? That's that line. You're like, as a lyricist, I'm like, well done. That line is badass. Yes, I think you're basically right, Aradino. It sounds like people are talking about going, and I think probably you're right. Something reaches out and touches your neck with an ice-cold grip that tightens and tightens. Do we fight or do we run? Fight or run? Good jokes back in the day. Fight, fight, fight. Want to fight? Fight me. Like everyone's like, fight, fight, fight. Echo's like, run. We should run. Fight. Fight, fight, fight. No one touches my neck. I saw this in the Barrow Downs. We found our carcass, cadaver, ghoul. All right, fight. You grapple for whoever is holding you, but either they are made of air or they dance around you, escaping your arms. Either way, you cannot reach them. You begin to choke. Uh-oh. All right, do we struggle, do we scream, or do we pray? This might be, This might be a time for the gods to get involved. We might... Do we struggle, do we scream, or do we pray? We could fool our enemy by giving up air quickly. Wah! Wah! Pray. I love to pray. Pray, pray. Pray. Where's that autosave feature? Exactly. Scream like Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse. This is what we need autosave for. Yeah, exactly. I feel like fight. We're like, what? And they're like, pray. Pray the death away. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. A mysterious force is blocking my powers. Pray. You try to whisper a final prayer to the monkey, but the wraith only laughs as it chokes the last words from your throat. Then, just as you think you will never breathe again, a heavy blade is pushed into your heart and you die from that instead. You have been stabbed in the dark. Damn. Wow. Woo. Oops. All right, so we can rewind. Well, what I'm wondering now is maybe we should, so we can't go in this way, so maybe we can rewind. So maybe we should go and get the silver stake. I mean, maybe that's what we need to do, right? Should we, is everyone in agreement that that's what we should do, is rewind and get the fairy ring? Yeah, go in the ring instead of doing it this way. Okay. Is everyone in agreement that that's what we're going to do? I'm just jumping forward to this because we already know about this already. Yeah. Okay, look at the ring. Okay, so are we taking the stake or are we going into the ring? Oh god, that would be terrible, Aerith. I feel like we're taking the stake, right? Are we taking the stake? Like, even if this is a wraith, I would rather fight that thing outside this tomb. Like, I don't want to be fighting it in the dark. So, are we doing that? Are we taking the stake? It's got to be, right? Yeah. And see, the game really was pushing you not to take the stake. Yeah, you got to step in to take it anyway. That's probably true. All right, so let's take the stake. Yeah. Whatever. Take the silver stake. You reach for the stake, stepping into the circle of mushrooms to get close enough to reach. Except when your foot should meet the ground, it doesn't, and you find yourself falling. You are floating slowly down through the air, turning over and over. You are in pitch blackness. You cannot see a thing. Then a spot of light appears. It grows wider and wider until finally you emerge to a fate that is nearly worse than death. You're in the sewers. Well, wait, though. This isn't right. This is not right. We got to rewind, because that's not what we can't do that. We got to get to Shinra. We got to get to Shinra. Man, all right. So then it sounds like we do have to go into Shinra's mausoleum, right? It sounds like we have to do that by jumping over the ring. So we jump over the ring, I think. Jump over the ring. Okay. Now we go into Shinra's tomb. So maybe what I'm thinking is at this point... Okay, cast a spell. We already know about this, about making a move. Okay. Go down the stairs. Okay. Let it close. So we're doing the same stuff we did before. Okay, so now... Well, actually, in the dark, right? In the dark. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So now my question is, chat, are we okay with praying for aid here? So all I basically did was rewind it so that we could be in the tomb, but we're in the dark. So is everyone cool with praying for aid at this point? Or cast a spell. That's true. Yeah. I don't even know what spells we have available to us. No, we tried casting a spell before, didn't we? And there wasn't a lot that was useful. So praying for, I mean, do we want to pray for aid is my question. Because we already know about what the feeling around for stairs and doors did. So are we praying for aid? Are we on board with that? Because basically I'm thinking that we are... That's true, second OBS. My thought was if we pray for aid, then it's either going to be light or we'll be able to see the wraith or something, you know? Right. I can't believe that end sentence where it's like, you feel you'll never breathe again, and then he pushes a blade into your heart and you die from that. You're like, ugh. I know. I wish we had the freaking sun jewel, but we don't. Okay. Pray, pray, pray. Okay, so it sounds like we're praying for aid. Gondor calls for aid. You close your eyes and raise a fervent prayer to the monkey. For a moment, you do not think it is heard, and then somewhere underground you hear a mighty crash as though a heavy weight had fallen from a fraying rope. The door judders in response. It seems the counterweight which had caused it to close has come away, so you should now be able to open the door. Getting your fingers into the crack between door and wall, you're able to prise it open a fraction and then a little further still until the cool air of the graveyard is flowing into the mausoleum. You gasp with relief. Oh, God, all we need is a summer swear. That would solve everything. Okay, so the door is open, so that's good. But the question is now what the hell do we do? So the door's open, but we still need to get the freaking... get Shinva, though. So, do we cast a spell or do we make a move? What do we do? Cast a spell or make a move? Yes, it's not dark anymore. That's true. It's not dark anymore, right? I think. So are we moving? Hey, Paxi. Move it, move it, move it, move it, move it, move it. All right. Let's make a move then. Something rushes across your boots and into a crack in the stone. Okay. So now we can go down the stairs. You head for the stairs once more, but the light from the doorway does not go far. Halfway down, the dark is absolute once more. Oh, whatever. Okay, so now we're here with the machine. So, this is the part where we got taken before. So, do we keep going? Do we freeze? Or we cast a spell? Now, we did not, last time, we didn't freeze. But I don't know whether that would do any good. We also didn't cast a spell last time. So, maybe here we cast a spell? Obviously, we don't keep going because then we get choked out by the Wraith. So, we can either freeze or cast a spell, basically. Yeah, it's a good question, DJ. I don't know. It's an excellent question. So I don't know whether we freeze or cast a spell. I'm not sure. But we never cast a spell in this spot. So I'm hoping that there's a spell that's like... Honestly, if I were playing Skyrim, what I would do at this point, and I couldn't see, I would freaking fireball the darkness. I'm just like, be like, hot. Like, whatever's in front of me is about to take a bunch of flame. So we've got spell. So 4 spells and I think 3 freezes if I'm counting Shadowner. So 4 spells, 3 freeze. We have Zap. We also have Hot. And Spell. Okay. So we've got 3 freezes and we've got spell. Okay. So last call. Looks like we're aiming for spells. This is really cool, but it's tough. Burn it all. Still frustrated that freaking silver stake is not accessible. All right, cast a spell. Let's do it. What do we got? Give me something good, spells. Here's what we got. What spell should we cast? All right, we could cast... Guh. I don't know what... No! Stop. My bad. We could cast Guh, which doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, so never mind Guh. We could cast... Foth. Ah, that creates a force field. That could be useful. So we could create a force field. We could cast... See? Create light, but we don't have a sun jewel, so we can't cast that. God damn it. So we can't cast sun. Whoops. We could cast... Huff, but we don't have a Gale Horn, so we can't do that. Howl, which is safe passage. Or Hot, which is a fireball. This is a tough call, because I don't even know it's going to ask what it is. This is a tough call. I feel like, because Force Field would protect us from being grabbed, right? But Howl is going to be like, don't go down there, but like we need to go down there because we need to find the jackass Shinra. And then Hot is just like, nuke it from orbit, you know what I mean? All right, sounds good. Thank you for stopping by, Autosave. Appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome again. Don't be a stranger. Make sure you follow and all that. There's a lot of good choices here. The only problem with Foff is the fact, and Fire and Hot, is that he uses 3 stamina, but what are you going to do? Foff is Force Field. Force Field. And actually, in case anyone's curious... Physical barrier in front of the caster, which is capable of keeping out all intruders. Extremely strong and flexible. That could be very useful. Okay, we're going to last call this. I have a feeling we're going to be doing Foff, it looks like, from what chat is looking like they're going to do. Foff. There is something viscerally satisfying about, you know, like Fireball, but... Okay. We are going to close the poll. Foff it is. Here we go. Let's hope we're right. You cast the spell binding a force field around your body, but the chill wind of the crypt seems to reach straight through it as if it was something not of this world. What the f... Something reaches out and touches your neck with an ice gold crypt that tightens and tightens. What? Dude, alright, well, we can't fight. So I guess we run? Do we run? Yeah, exactly. That's like a whole DM, like, oh, yeah, beyond this world, blah. So, it varies, but typically wraiths have some physical presence, but are themselves kind of ethereal. So they wear clothing usually, but they are not themselves physical. Okay, so run. You turn to run, but the grip around your neck is too tight for you to move. Okay, do we struggle or scream? We can't... Do we scream, struggle, or scream? Man. We got to get that steak. We've got to somehow get that steak. There's got to be a way to get that dude. Maybe he has sensitive ears. So let's see. Scream, struggle, scream, struggle, scream, struggle, scream, struggle. Scream. Okay. So we're going to try screaming. You try to scream but have no air in your lungs. Then, just as you think you'll never breathe again, a heavy blade is pushed into your heart and blah. Well, damn it. All right. So we got to get that steak, people. We got to get the steak somehow. Oh, shoot. We've got to get that steak. I know, like, the blade doesn't work either. It's definitely this. It's definitely this. We definitely have to go here. I mean, yeah, maybe. That's actually, yeah, that's a good call, Ballsteg. What about that? Yeah. What about that? Exactly. What about casting a spell and then trying to take the steak? As Ballsteg and DJ basically both just suggested. So what do you think? Oh, I don't know. What do you think? Do we, like, do that? Do we cast a spell and try to, like, reach out? Or float? The point is, probably cast a spell, right? Is that fair to say? Like, try to cast a spell? We need that damn steak. That steak has got to be key. Exactly, the overall DM. Okay, it sounds like people... Alright, so it sounds like we're in favor of casting a spell. Let's do it. We will figure this out. I mean, listen, the rewind is a legitimate mechanic. So, okay, we have a couple of choices. We've got mag that protects us from magic. We've got mag. We've got... We've got tell, read minds. Maybe that wind is magic? But yeah, but I don't think, like... I mean, it wouldn't protect us from it, though, right? I mean, that was what was confusing about that. We have big. We do have big. We do have big. Unless it makes you just step over it, but... It was either otherworldly. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, but the wind wasn't attacking us. That was what was confusing. Okay, sus. Again, that's sense danger. We know the deal with that. There is... We already did tell. There's H, O, W. Safe passage. But we already did this one. We already did how, and it told us that this was another one of those exits. So, of the ones that we haven't done, we got mag, tell, big, and sus are the ones that we haven't really done yet. So... I'm thinking, like, either big, because you reach out and get that steak. I just want the damn steak. We gotta get that steak. That silver steak is gonna be the only way we take down that wraith. But, I mean, it is possible. But that's the thing, is that it, like, the force field... I guess the... Okay, so I guess the force field protects against physical things. And so I guess the argument is that the wraith and the weapon it was using, neither one of those were physical, they were spiritual. So I guess maybe magic would protect us against that, except it's not like it's casting a spell on us, it just is what it is. I don't know. That's the whole reason we're doing the rewinds, right? Is figuring this all out. What is your bad, Paxi? Paxi, you don't do bad things. What are you talking about? Other dimensional wraiths. Oh, I mean, nah. I thought it was a good idea too. I figured like that, you know, it grabbed your throat, so I'm like, okay, force field, it can't grab your throat, but it's like, I don't need your physical shield. So, wraiths were pretty badass in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Treasure of Tarmin for the Intellivision also. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Should we put on the ring at Weathertop and... Okay, we're going to last call it. Last call, last call. Let's see the riders in black. Exactly. Alright, here we go. It's big. Let's turn big, see what that does. And if not, then mag is the only thing I can think of. You cast the spell and feel yourself inflating to 3 times your normal size. There's no way you'll be able to fit inside the mausoleum building. That's fine. I'm walking into the tomb. What? Really? Really? Seriously? No, we've got to get that steak. We've got to get the steak. It's got to be Meg, I guess. Or I guess we could look at the ring, actually. Let me just double check that quickly. I won't even make us go through votes for that. Let me just check that quickly. So this, Shinva, continue, go to Shinva. Right, we go in here. Look at the ring. Steak. Take the silver steak. Cast a spell. I'm just doing the exact same thing we just did in this order. Okay, B. Wait, no. B, I said. B. Dude. B, right? B. Okay. Right. Take the silver steak. Yes! 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 That's what I'm talking about! That's what I'm talking about! Using your extended height, you lean over the circle of mushrooms, careful not to touch them or the ground below. You draw the stake out of the ground. It is a short sword made, it would appear, of pure silver. What's up, Wraith? That's right! This is how we do it in Analand. What's up? Wapow! Now we make a move. Okay, so now we jump over the... Now we step over the ring, actually. Yeah. You take one easy step across the circle of mushrooms. Glamdring. You wait for the spell to wear away. Hell yeah. All right. Now we're gonna see what's up. Okay, now we're going to make a move. We're going to get right back to the same place we were, except this time, the freaking sword. All right. I'm just getting back to the spot where we were. Go for the stairs. Keep going. What? 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 All right. All right. I was wrong. But still though, there's got to be something with the silver sword. The silver sword is still right. The silver sword is still right. Yeah, I didn't do the pray thing. I thought that wasn't going to matter. So maybe, okay. All right. So we'll go back to this. Now I'll let us get back involved. Yeah, no, I haven't forgotten Echo. All right. So, right. Now we make a move. We go down the stairs. That's when the switch happens. Okay, so we let it close. Then we pray. That's what's being suggested. In the dark. Pray for aid. Okay, prise it open. Okay. So now we go down the stairs. In the dark. All right, so we've got, okay, so we never tried to freeze. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Do we freeze here? Do we freeze? I guess. Like, we obviously can't keep going because we know what happens. We've got the thing. Like, we have the sword, right? We do have the sword. I want to make sure. We have a silver sword, which is -3. That's okay. We only use it against raids. Armed and frozen. Or fireball. That's obviously another option. So are we gonna try freezing? The only other thing I can think of is that and then hot, maybe. Okay. Sounds like freeze. Oh, Christ. Damn. All right, let me back up a little bit. I mean, freeze, fight. No. I don't know. I'm kind of lost here, folks. I mean, like, go down the stairs. Okay, we let it close. Then we pray. Pray for aid. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea. Prise it open, gasp with relief. Make a move. Go down the stairs. Continue. In the dark. Now, in the dark is where we cast a spell. So if we cast a spell, then the spell that we cast has to be... This is where we cast... We could cast... Alright, force field doesn't work. We have hot. Do we cast hot? Fire? Like fire or magic? Like, again, I'm just... At this point, we've tried a lot of options, so I'm just doing the best I can. You know, I'm just having us all think together. Is hot what we do? Try to, you know, fire away, I guess? Maybe we'll hit the Wraith. It'll be on fire. Huff. It gives you the ability to blow wind, but the problem is, Paxi, you need a gale horn, and we don't have one. So, assuming that a fireball even works in here. I mean, I don't even know, but... Alright, let's try it. You cast the spell, creating a blazing ball of flame that for a moment fits the stairwell with light, and reveals a ghostly shape hovering in the air just a foot in front of you. its clawing skeletal hands reaching out. Then the flame vanishes in the cold of the crypt. Something reaches out and touches your neck with an ice cold crypt that tightens and tightens, blah, blah, blah. All right, so I don't know. I can't imagine that we just leave. Oh, did you really, TNS? Can you specify before, without spoiling it, bullcrap as in we are nowhere close? Like, it's just kind of like, you just have to, like, flail about, basically? That would suck. If you had to have the Sun Jewel, that would really, really suck. I can't imagine. I mean, maybe, but that would really suck a lot. Because we don't have one, and so that means we just have to leave the city without having saved it, and that's going to be bad. I mean, yeah, what is the point of having the silver sword? Like, I assume it's to fight this thing, right? But I guess if you can't see it. Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, Fighting Fantasy Game Books, House of Hell, has an actual soft lock area. It's pretty amazing, actually. It would be what, soft lock? So wait, that is what it is? It's basically like soft lock? Oh. So TNS, can you describe, like, I mean, again, don't spoil it yet, but is it bullcrap in that we're never going to find it doing what we're doing? Or are we, like, gradually circling in on the right answer? You know what I mean? Because I don't want to waste our time. Like, you know, the first, where we're just flailing about. Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to look it up myself. In that case. I'm looking to see it right now. I know. So it does say Sun Jewel. That's the only way? That's so obnoxious. Is there any way, like... Okay, now you do need... Oh, there is another option for light? Because as I was reading this, it did say we needed the silver sword. So that's good. We do need the silver sword. So wait, there's another option? What's the other option then? Tell me what the other option is, TNS. I mean... Yeah, no zap. What's the other option, TNS, for light? We can buy something at a market. Oh, crap. Can you link me to... Well, actually, don't link me. Let me find it. Okay. Okay, so we will need a light source. So we will need a light source. Man. I'm just looking to see. Darn it. Okay, so we need a light source. And oh, you know what? Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm looking to see, and I think there is actually a way to do it. Okay. So, okay. Do you folks remember when we saw do you remember when we saw the statue? So I'm going to rewind this a little bit. Do you remember when we saw the statue of that creature that looked like a big mantis thing? Like a mantis creature, and it was near the place with the it was near the place with all of the okay, go back. Okay. It was near the place with the all the fire, the red eye things, this thing right here. We went up there and there was a mantis statue, and there was a bunch of these creatures with their eyes closed because it's the red eyes. They like Cyclops, basically. They open their eyes and zap laser beam comes out, and there was a mantis there. There was a jewel around its neck, and the jewel is that. That's a sun jewel. So yeah, so what we need to do, which we're not going to have time to do now, but what we need to do, although I guess I could. Let me see if I can, like, accelerate it. I probably can't. Let me see how fast it would be. I don't want to leave the graveyard. Why are you making me do this? Okay. So we're going to... Oh, God. How far do I have to rewind? Let me rewind back there. Oh my God in heaven. Not that. No. I don't want to do that. I don't want to fall into the sewers. No. No. I don't want to fall into the sewers. I'm rewinding again. I want to go up to the thing. Oh my God. It's not really, but it's not really three ways of it's not though. Okay. Why are you making me do this? I want to go up here. What are you doing? Oh my God, wait, I have to deal with this dude? Oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I am very confused. What is this now? Oh. So See, I was thinking we could just do open world, right? And that we could just... Does that mean that we don't yet have the... We don't have the keys. We don't have the extra key. God damn it. Oh, that's theta, which I need. Yeah, the harpies. Oh, man. Ah. Damn it. Alright, I'm just going to replicate what we did. Shoot. That's obnoxious. I think this is what we did. We did hot. We cast a fireball on it. Alright. Okay. I'm just fighting this thing again because this, like, we already defeated these guys, so... Okay. It'd be nice if they cowered in fear, okay? Talk to him. Fear lies. Okay, Sansus. Okay. Okay. So we defeated them, and then Edge of the Wasteland. Okay, so we're back there. Alright, so we defeated them. So let's just take a look at this. Let me make sure that we've got the items. So we defeated them. We've got line. Okay. And we just have, the only thing we don't have is we need to drink one of those doses, which we did before. So we have 11 stamina. Alright. So we've got those 2 lines, and we've got this. So we're basically back to where we started at the beginning of the session, but the good news is that we now know that we need to go get a Sun Jewel. And I really wish we could go here to do that. I wish we could, like... Yeah, I wish we could get back up to that. I'll have to think about that. Because what we might have to do is, like, climb the fence and then go in and around, like, leave and then go back over. I don't know. That's what I thought. See, what I want to do is go this way, but it only gave me the option to go up this way, and I want to go this way to go back to the thing. Like, I hope I don't have to rewind all the way back up there, which is before we even met this guy. So, I don't know. I'll think about that. Still loving this game, but that was kind of a bummer. I mean, I was hoping that we would not have, like, missing options that exist as a part of this. So, but... as I say, still having a great time with this game. So, okay. We, however, have something else we have to do, and that is that we've got to do nominations for the Patreon Fueled. Let's see. Chet Chosen Game of the Month. Okay. So the chat chosen game of the month. So, what game should Arv play this month? Okay, so Lamplight City. Lamplight City, Never Alone. Okay, I will take nominations. Just one nomination per person, please. We have Lamplight City and Never Alone. We have a couple more spaces for other nominations. And then we're going to do this vote. So if people have other things they want to jump in and do, please let me know. So we've got Lamplight City, Never Alone. Others? No, I already got Never Alone. That's too. This is not a vote. This is a nomination, just so we know. So you're nominating games, and then you're going to vote on the final 2/3 options, which will actually be voted upon for next week. So the final vote will happen next Tuesday, and then I'll play 2 Tuesdays from now. So we've got Lamplight City, Never Alone. Any other nominated games besides Lamplight City and Never Alone? Any other nominated games? Any other nominated games? Thank you, Kara. My guess is we're not going to be, Echo. The person has not responded to me, so my guess is that it's a no. I guess that we're not playing it, but I honestly don't have an answer for you, Echo. I'm not ignoring your question. I just haven't heard back. So if I haven't responded to you, it's because I haven't heard. So I have no idea. My guess is no, but I can't tell you yet for sure because I just don't know. So sorry. I would say you may just have to watch the VOD because I don't want to keep you waiting to figure out. I have no idea. So, Risk of Rain 2. I heard Risk of Rain 2 is way different from Risk of Rain 1, I believe. Right? Risk of Rain 2. It's a good choice, though. A short point and click. Okay. Is that Detective Die? Detective D? Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool, Echo. Detective D, Detective Die. Detective D. Okay, so I got Lamplight City, Never Alone, Risk of Rain 2, Detective Die. Or D. I'm assuming it's short for Diana, so. Anyone else? Oh, the Silk Rose murders. Okay. Yeah, that's right. What they just said, Kerflop. That's right. Might and Magic 6, The Mandate of Heaven. Okay, Might and Magic 6. Let's see. You could Ghost normally, but I think Sporticus got in first. What is Outward? I know it's a game, but what kind of game? What kind of game is Outward? What kind of game is Outward? Baba Is You. Oh, I saw Sneaky playing that. Baba Is You actually looks fun. Can you tell me, Sporticus, what Outward is? It's an RPG kind of like Risen. Oh, okay. Might and Magic 6. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. Or Baba Is You is a puzzle game. Okay, here we go. So, these are the nominations. So if you want to vote for either Outward or Baba Is You, what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow this down. So when I narrow these down, then I'll narrow them down to like the top 4. So if Outward or Baba Is You gets more votes, then gets among the top votes. Then we'll put those into the final vote here, and then we'll narrow it down to 2. Okay. All right, so we've got, let's see. Yeah, it's $ change vote. So it's $ there you go. There you go. Okay, so looking good. If we could get one more vote for either Never Alone, Risk of Rain 2, or Might and Magic 6 from someone who hasn't voted yet, then we'll have a nice even split of 3. And then I can just put those 4 up there. So if we have one vote for either Never Alone, Risk of Rain 2, or Might and Magic 6, just because that way we'll have a nice, clean, easy set. What's up, Lucathea? Thank you for the nice, easy split. All right, going once, going twice. Okay, so that means that now what we've got is Lamplight City, Might and Magic 6, Outward, and Baba Is You. So Lamplight City, Might and Magic 6, Outward, and Baba Is You. Okay, now we're good. So now we will take a vote. So the top 3 vote getters here will be in the final group. So the top 3 vote getters, so make one last vote here, folks. The top 3 vote getters will move into the straw poll. And if I could ask, either maybe Echo to make a link to the straw poll, if you wouldn't mind doing that, Echo, and then Aridinel, I'll need you to switch up for next game or put it in the mod channel if you're not sure how to do that or something, just for when we actually decide which games are there. So we got Lamplight City, Outward, and Baba Is You so far. Oh, you already have one? Okay, thank you, Echo. Thank you very much. I knew you were the straw poll guru for this, so. Cybernetic arms. This looks close. Lamplight City, Outward, and Baba is you. Did they say Babs is you? Babs is you. Babs. Babs. Baba. Babs. Man. Just thinking about, not having that sun jewel. It's tough. It's tough. All right, Lamplight City, Outward, or Baba is you. Okay, I'm going to last call this here. All right. And some good choices. I'm happy with all of these. All right. Okay, there we go. So Lamplight City, Outward, and Baba is you. That is going to be the vote. That's going to be the nominees for the vote, which is going to be taken 1 week from today, or rather it will close. You can take the vote at any time, but the vote will close down 1 week from today, and then we will choose one of them, and I will play it the Tuesday following. Yes, exactly. So there's actually all you have to do, Aradinel, is next game I'll show you. So you see this? That's the old... Right, so that's the old link. So all you need to do is just cut and paste that, Aradinel. Then we delete the next game command, which is !cmd space -del space next game. And then you !cmd space -add space next game space, and then you put in the thing that you cut and pasted, except this time you link the new straw poll that Echo just created instead of the old one. No, you got to do dash, !command, and then space -del space next game. You got what I'm saying, Erdono? Yeah, this is good practice anyway. There you go. Perfect. And then you just do, instead of del, you do !cmd space add space next game. And then right after next game, you don't enter it yet. After next game, you put space and then the text of whatever you want it to say. So now you put in the new command, which has the new link. You put in the new statement that it says with the new link. So basically the exact same thing you cut and pasted, except with the new link that Echo just linked to. Except it's NEXT game though. I hate to be that guy, but it's NEXT. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. All you have to do is delete next game and just add next game. I know, I'm sorry, Erdogan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yay! Okay, and then you can just delete the next game one. There it is. Thank you, Erdogan. And then just do me a favor and delete the next without the... There you go. Yay! Thank you, Erdogan. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Nice. So that's the one that you should be voting on. Thank you very much, Erdogan. So that's the one you should be voting on, and that's good. That will be a good set of ones to work with. I look forward to trying them out. And I'm loving Sorcery. I really am. I'm not, today was unfortunate because we were missing something, and I'll have to address that later. Maybe off stream I can run and go get the Sun Jewel because I don't want to make chat go through that. So I may just go and run and get it because I can probably do that quickly. I'll see. Anyway, but the next time we come back, then we'll deal with Lord Shinva, etc., and all that stuff. So, but that is going to do it for me for today. I am going to be back on. It looks like we did get a response. Okay. It doesn't look like D&D is happening. So D&D is not happening today. So that's not going to happen. So it's going to be Spycraft. Which is, so it's going to be Spycraft on Pen and Pixels, which is great. It's a lot of fun too. So I'm going to be over there at about 4 p.m. So please stop by there, check that out. I'm not going to do a raid because I want you all to head that way. And then I will see you back here. Thursday evening is Emberwind. So John Helfers will be taking the Ember crew of Brahms, Jen Brozek, Sod, and Marie Bilodeau through the awesomeness of this off-book adventure in Emberwind. See you, Kerflop. So that's the deal with that. Thank you very much again, Erdono. So that's the deal with that. That's Thursday. And then Friday, we've got some Esper Genesis coming your way. So it's going to be good times. I'm looking forward to that. And then Saturday, we've got a mini marathon of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. Don't forget, ARVCon is coming up next week. So not this weekend, but the following weekend will be ARVCon. And I will talk more about announcements in terms of what the schedule for that is and corporate sponsors and all that very soon. Also coming soon is the official Kickstarter launch for my book Jelinek, which is the sequel to my graphic novel Icarus. That is coming up on June 11th, Tuesday, June 11th. It will launch during this very time slot, during this stream. And I will be joined as well by representatives from Athos Arts for that, so it'll be a good time. But I want to let everybody know. Yeah, I know exactly, Ghost. But I want to let everybody know about that. And please spread the word because it's going to be a very important Kickstarter and a lot of stuff happening. And, of course, ARVCon speaks for itself in terms of the importance of why that matters for our channel. I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream tonight. Thank you to everybody who was really cool and awesome and neat. I want to thank my wonderful mods as well. Don't forget to check out, by the way, the YouTube with !ArvTube, the Discord with !ArvCord, the Twitter with !ArvTweets. Don't forget the website, arvanelleron.com. Please check out my shop with !ArvShop. Obviously the Patreon sitting right there, !ArvTrayon. And you do not want to miss, of course, the sub button right there above the video window, which is also trying to keep heading that up towards a record level if we can. We have those new sub badges and that new sub emote, Arvany Witch, as well. So you've got cool stuff that you can get as well. And yes, ARVCon, which remember, will have giveaways, including a giveaway I announced today of a custom pen made by Kerflop, and it is awesome. So you will not want to miss that as well for one of the top donators to the to ARVCon. But that's going to do it for me for right now. I'm going to head over to GOG in about 20 minutes. Definitely check out the everyone here. Thank you to my mods, Aradinel. Thank you for doing that extra work. Thank you to my subscribers, of course, Aradinel, obviously Kerflop. Always a pleasure to have nonstop with us. Ballstag, Lucathea, Paxi, and Shadowner. Thank you everybody for subbing and for being a part of this and supporting us. Thank you to my Patreon supporters as well. Thank you to Avocado Badato. Thank you to Commander Root, DJ Flashpoint. Thank you to Dr. Death Knight. Thank you to EA, ECAG, Aranth, Ghost of Christmas Future, Gorgar, Jagtress, Lurks, of course, Mubat, Mr. Mano, No Name Namer, Questionable Results, Shattermage, Slow Cool, Spartacus 20, Stay Hydrated Bot for always keeping me hydrated. Thank you to the Pale Lord. Thank you to TNS Mephiston. Thank you to you, Christensen, V&K, Video Store Cowboy, of course, and Virgo Praz. And I agree with you entirely, Ballstag. It's a lot of fun, this game, and I'm very, very excited. I've really been enjoying this game a lot. Yeah, super cool. Anyway, I got to head out of here. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for putting up with a couple of weird things that happened in the middle there when I had to go deal with some family stuff. And I will see you lovely people hopefully on GOG at about 4 p.m. for Spycraft. Until then, thanks everyone. Be good to each other. Have a good day for now. Fresh and new, when it all seemed clear to you, when your aim was straight and true, were your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark, content to play your part, open pathways to your heart, were your life untainted by a host of broken dreams, when all your acts were queens, understood all that it means, could you have understood the way your life was bound, did you ever wonder how you got from there to now? Oh yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear.
let go disguise? When will they catch you? All those little things you said, will it turn around instead? Blame the voices in your head. With all your subtle language, try and turn your life around. If your center gets unwound, you do your best to slow things down. And if you feel things that you never felt before, things that shook you to your core, a shattered truth you can ignore. Oh, yes, you're gonna fly away from here when the sky grows more clear and your problems disappear. Drift away down below, watch them go down to your friends where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. Life is only what you make. When it comes to your own vision,